It's where all the cool kids go. The friendly info will show you around. We reward him with the fresh souls of our customers. Shadows, t-shirts, leather tees, and so much more. Tags on deck, horror shop you will never want to leave. Your friendly info will show you around. We reward him with the fresh souls of our customers. Candles, t-shirts, leather tees, and so much more. Deadites on deck, horror shop you will never want to leave.
They're all messed up.
Oops. Knit again. I don't think I'm ever going to get used to, well, if I'm a little jerky and stuff, I think maybe there's some, or glitchy or whatever you want to call it. I just had the little signal strength pop up. Well, it went away again, but somebody had just said something about AT&T fiber giving them trouble or being out or something. So hopefully I stay live for this edition of They're All Messed Up. We're going to be talking about the Jekyll and Hyde portfolio and 7 murders for Scotland Yard. I believe both of these are from 1971. I haven't gotten out of 1971 yet, folks. Perhaps soon. But I think actually maybe the next two. Yeah, we still got some more in the 1971 time frame to cover, or I do rather. But I want to get some. Hey, the poet. Well, thank you very much, sir. I am up to 900 subscribers. I was a little bit over that, and I lost some people. I lost a couple of people along the way. I guess it is what it is, and hopefully I'll keep gaining because, as promised, if I can get to 1,000 subscribers, me and Candace are going to do a little cosplay for you guys and gals. I am going to be cosplaying Cheryl from The Evil Dead, and Candace is going to be cosplaying Mrs. Roper from Three's Company. And if we're lucky, folks, if we can get our husbands, if Candace can get Chris and I can get Steve to cosplay with us, we're going to try to get Chris to cosplay as Chrissy and Steve to cosplay as Janet. I just think that would be absolutely hilarious if we could get them to do it. But definitely, if I get to 1,000 subscribers, me and Candace are going to do some cosplay. Um, so tell all your friends and family members, anybody you think might be interested in the content I'm putting out. If you've been watching my content for a while and haven't subscribed, it costs you absolutely nothing to be able to subscribe, to like the videos that I'm and streams that I'm putting out, and to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that I will be putting out. And I'm always trying to put, new and different things. The childhood nightmares, that's a new thing. We kicked it off with a Don't Go to Sleep marathon. Don't Go to Sleep watch along from 1982. It's a film that scared the pants off me. If you missed that live, be sure to check it out on the replay. I'm trying to get Steve to do the second Childhood Nightmares, which is not going to be a watch along, but we're going to be talking about the Salem's Lot miniseries from the late 70s. So Steve's got some stories, or a story about that, and how it scared him as a kid, and he was afraid that the vampires were going to get him. So I really want to have him on that episode of Childhood Nightmares, talking about his experiences as a young boy watching Salem's Lot for the first time. So, hey, Candace. Candace had a little bit of excitement earlier, and Candace, I need to listen to your voice message actually. We had some tornadoes touch down in various parts of Louisville last night, or actually super early this morning between midnight and 1 a.m. here. It was a wild night, folks. Thankfully, we did not see any tornadic weather in our neighborhood, but Louisville's a big place. So there were some, power outages. Our power went out and stayed out for a few hours. It finally came on just before 4 a.m. this morning. And the weird thing is, sometimes you'll have these storms and the power won't go out when the storms are in full swing. But then, after things have calmed down, the power goes out. For whatever reason, it goes out. I don't know if a limb falls on things or after the fact or what happens. But I'm safe and sound. Steve's safe and sound. I checked in with my parents today. They are safe and sound. Candace says she messaged me a little bit earlier and said that her and her mom were just in a tornado. She says that they were in the middle of rotation. I'm just glad it wasn't full blown. I am glad too, Candace. I mean, that had to be scary. And I promise I'm going to listen to your message here after I get done with this stream. But I survived. So I'm able to hopefully do more content and be around for a while longer. So, and Candace is too. So that is all good. So for anybody that was maybe concerned about me, I'm here, folks. I'm here. So a little more housekeeping stuff, and then we'll get to these movies, because I'm sure you guys and gals are just chomping at the bit to find out about these two movies. Yeah, you may not be after I finish talking about them, but anyways, we still got the promotion for Movie Roulette. Well, I guess you could call it a promotion, because I get something, you guys and gals get something out of the deal. If you give a $5 super chat or more during any live stream, that includes this one, that includes watch alongs, that includes anything that can be perceived as a live stream, then you can pick any movie of your choosing for me to do a review on. And we kicked this off with A Night to Dismember, which was chosen by Steve. and Signs, which was chosen by Menelek. Menelek went a little bit above the $5 amount and gave me $7. And then, like a week or two before that, he had given me $7 and didn't pick a movie. And I was like, hey, Menelek, you didn't have to give me another $7, but bless his heart, he did. So $5 super chat or more gets you the opportunity to make me watch and review any movie of your choosing. Now, doesn't that sound fun? I don't know what's going on with my voice there. Sorry, folks. I'm hoping it doesn't go all the way, at least until I get done with this stream. Although some people may want me to be voiceless. So, what else have we got coming up? We got a couple of watch-alongs coming up this weekend. Saturday's watch-along will be for graduation day, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Sunday's watch-along, also starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, will be for April Fool's Day. I know it's a little bit later than actual April Fool's Day, but hey, we're still in the month of April. And these movies were chosen by you fine folks that visit my channel and come to my streams and watch my videos and all that. And you've already got a head start on the next couple of films. So keep going, gang. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate all the participation that's been happening in the polls, and that's for free. You can get on there on the channel and vote to your heart's content. Okay. Tell your friends and family members that you think might be interested in that, about that as well. Candace may say something on here, and if she does, that's okay. But I'm not sure. Hopefully, we can do Friday Foolish tomorrow, but we will see. Hopefully, you will be able to see me and Candace at 6 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow evening. My plan, and again, Candace can speak up if she wants to. She's still in here. My plan when talking to her was to talk about April Fool's Day horror films or non-horror films. If she wanted to, I have 3 that I'm going to talk about, but I told her that if she wanted to talk about some other, April Fool's Day movies or spring movies, if she didn't want to talk April Fool's Day movies. I also wanted to take a little time to talk about Val Kilmer during our Friday Foolish show. As many of you know, Val Kilmer sadly passed away recently at the very young age. I think of what was it, Candace, 65? If Candace is still in here, if she didn't drop out or anything. But I always respected Val Kilmer and liked him in a number of movies, including his portrayal of Jim Morrison in the Doors movie, and in Top Gun. And even though he was kind of on the original Top Gun, he was in the new one, Top Gun Maverick, as well. But he was a little bit of a snotty butt in the first Top Gun. But still, Val Kilmer was an amazing actor. And I have the utmost respect for him as an actor. So I was trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to bring up. Not this weekend, but probably next weekend, I will be doing a movie munchies for children of the cornbread salad. I've never made cornbread salad before, but Candace, you say you do believe he was 65. Okay, I thought that's what I read, but I just, I wasn't 100% sure. You could thank Candace for giving me the idea for cornbread salad. I had never ate it before. I had never fixed it. So I'm going to do a test run this weekend. I'm going to make some for myself. And then hopefully next weekend on Sunday, or possibly Saturday, because these are pre-recorded, I will make one for movie munchies, and it will be called Children of the Cornbread Salad. And I've got my thumbnail and everything all ready to go. And so I'm really excited about that. I've still got to get that one soup and jallows up. I've got to get another one out. And I believe, other than, be sure to stop by my horror shop at deaditesondeck.com. Tell them Poe sent you. Little Poe is my official mascot for the Deadites on Deck horror shop. And there's going to be some new designs coming out. Lethal Ladies designs with me and Candace on it, on them. There's going to be some post designs, some Poe and Evil Dead Chick designs, all of that stuff coming up really soon. I do have a couple of promotions on the site right now. And I think I'm going to extend them because I lost my channel for a little bit. Well, I didn't lose it, but it was not visible for you fine folks because of a domain issue that I didn't renew, and temporarily my site was down. But you can buy one candle and get one free using the promo code CandleCraze25 at checkout. The other promotion is to save $10 off any order of $30 or more by using the promo code SlasherSpring25. So hop on over to the site and check out everything I've got to order. And remember, if you're not that much of a horror fan or not a horror fan at all, I do custom work, folks. It is a horror shop, but there's a nice little form on the front page of the site that you can fill out and tell me what it is that you would like me to try to create for you. I can put, your children, your grandchildren, you and your significant other, your pets, whatever, on t-shirts, on hats, even on candles, on tote bags, tumblers, so mouse pads. So let's all, let's get excited about this. I do have to put the tumblers up there. I don't think I've got the tumblers up there yet. And I do have two different types of tumblers. I have stainless steel tumblers and I have glass tumblers with these bamboo tops. So you're going to have a choice of two types of tumblers once I get those up there. Also, pizza boxes are coming soon, people. I haven't had as much time as I would like to play around with different processes and stuff. But I'm going to try direct to film sublimation, DTF, I think. And you use like powdery ink or powdery colored stuff to make this. And I'm going to have to rewatch the video where this guy actually does this. And then I'll be able to make a variety of designs on pizza boxes. And you may be thinking, well, what can I do with a pizza box, Nina? Well, they can be collector's things, because I'm going to do some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ones. I want to do a Burbs one, because there was a thing about, we got the pizza dude coming. Remember Ricky, played by Corey Feldman? He kept saying that in the Burbs all the time. He's like, we got the pizza dude coming. Stranger Things even has, their Surfer Boy pizza. There's Little Nero's pizza from the Home Alone, And, there's just tons of things that I can, fit into that collectible pizza boxes thing. And how you can get a fake pizza. I wouldn't recommend you put, a greasy pizza with a lot of cheese and pepperonis and sausage and all that stuff in there, unless that's, what you're going for. But if you're a collector, I would say put a fake pizza in there. Probably even do a Freddy Krueger themed one. For people that are fans of Nightmare on Elm Street movies and Freddy Krueger. So, got a lot of stuff in the works. I'm really excited about this stuff. Poe plushies will be coming soon too. And if I get good at these plushies, then hopefully I can make other plushies. So, Hey, there you go, TJ. You say Henrietta's Pizza from Evil Dead Rise. Yeah, the possibilities are kind of endless with that as well. Thank you for that idea, TJ. Um, so before I lose everybody, I'm going to go ahead and get to these movies tonight. So, the Jekyll and Hyde portfolio, I mistakenly told you guys and gals earlier on another stream or another couple of streams or so that I thought this was one that was listed as a porno, like a slasher porno. It's not actually a porno and slasher, but it is a sexploitation movie. There's plenty of skin on this and plenty of sexual activity, which I didn't care for, but I'm sure some of you guys out there, in fact, probably most of you guys out there, would enjoy it. I got tired of seeing it after a while, and just I'll be honest, I fast forwarded through those parts of it and just watched the deaths in the movie. So we had a total of 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we had a total of 8 deaths in this film. Um, and it came out in 1971, directed by Eric J. Hames. I've never heard that name. I don't know if it's a pseudonym or anything like that. So let's break these deaths down because that's the big part of they're all messed up. So we have a woman that's on a swing at the beginning of this. And this is not a good movie, folks. It's not a good movie by any stretch of the imagination. But it did have some pretty decent kills in it. Blood was a little too red. Um, but, I guess beggars can't be choosers, right? So, also, when a lot of these people are killed, there's circus music playing in the background. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but it's playing. So we have the circus music playing in the background. We have a woman at the beginning of the movie that's on the swing and she's laughing and having what seems to be the greatest time of her life. And then somebody stabs her with a pitchfork and kills her. So then we have a couple that's having sex and they get stabbed with a sword or skewered with a sword. We've seen that done with several sharp implements many, many times. People have been skewered or speared or, whatever you want to call it. A man, um, oh, actually, I think I said 8. We actually had 9 because there were 2 more people killed while having sex. A man got decapitated. That was one of the more spectacular deaths in the film, and a woman got slashed with a sickle or a skith or whatever you want to call it, or scythe. A woman got her throat slashed. That's pretty typical of a slasher movie. Another woman's throat is slashed. A woman is slashed across the chest, and then a woman is shot, which again, that's probably considered pretty standard. Okay, so what is this movie about? Well, by the title, you would assume there's some kind of Jekyll and Hyde thing going on. And there's a guy that looks like he's some kind of law enforcement type. And this is supposed to take place not in modern times. Okay. And so this guy is explaining to you before the movie gets into full swing. It's in between the woman getting pitchforked while she's on the swing and it getting into the main part of the movie. And he's explaining that some people have schizophrenia or they have dual personalities or whatever. And this causes them to do things that the bad personality does things that the good personality would never even dream of doing. And sometimes things happen to people that cause them to splinter into different personalities. Okay. So then we actually get into the meat of the movie, which concerns the Florence Nightingale Clinic, where we have what appears to be 2 doctors. One is a younger doctor, and he and his fiance, who's also a doctor. Actually, I guess there's three doctors. They are training nurses at this clinic. And there are several scenes of the younger doctor, like, I don't know why, but he's very haphazardly cutting open these frogs and dissecting them and taking their heart out and showing the girls that are training to be nurses. I don't know why he has to massacre these poor frogs to show these girls, this is what you need to do to become a nurse. I don't think so. I think it was just I think it was just another excuse to show some more gore. But those poor frogs, that's all I can say, because it looked like these were real frogs that were getting massacred. So if you're sensitive to animals being killed in film, beware of that, okay? Because there are at least two scenes where this guy's just like this. He's no rhyme or reason to cutting these poor frogs up. And then he says, "Look at how the heart still beats, even though I've cut the arteries," or whatever. So I don't know what sense that makes, other than a little extra gore in the movie, I suppose. But it wasn't. I didn't think it was needed. We had enough fake deaths in the movie. So, but then you have, the gore is interspersed with sex scenes. You have, lesbian sex scenes, and you have a woman who's obviously lesbian getting off watching another woman undress. And, it's just the same old foolish stuff to me. It didn't do one thing for me, but like I said, guys, will probably enjoy it. And I'm not saying anything bad about guys. I'm just saying it didn't do anything for me. Okay. Um, and then you had, guys, of course, having sex with the women. There was plenty of flesh. There was plenty of boobage shown. There was plenty of girls' asses shown, and some of them the fronts showing. But keep in mind, this was the 70s, folks. So all I'll say is everything wasn't all neat and tidy. And I think I lost everybody talking about all these sex things. Oh, that's a shame. But so you have somebody that's killing primarily the women off. There are a few men that get killed off as well in the movie. And it's kind of Jallo-esque in that it's a mystery, but not a very well made film at all. And then you have this guy who was in prison for the R word, that YouTube doesn't like you to say. And he goes around, and I'm not saying he doesn't just drool. It's like a tidal wave of slobber is coming, and junk is coming out of his mouth. So it's ridiculous. But you have that guy running around. Why somebody that was accused of that and went to prison for that? I don't know why they are. Why a clinic that's training nurses would hire some dude like this. But anyways, so anyway, not a very good movie. Not one that I'm definitely going to jump right back out there and watch again, folks. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give it a rating, but just rest assured it's not gonna be too high. So I'm gonna give it 2 deadites out of 5, and that's only for the kill sequences. That's it. Um, Basically, the plot is nonsensical to this, and I think it's just an excuse to show women naked. And some people might say, "Well, Dana, that's what slasher films are, an excuse to show women naked." No, they have that, but I don't think most of them are an excuse to show. But this was a sexploitation movie mixed with a slasher movie. But to me, it was mostly a sexploitation movie. And if you get the Fossum app, which is free, you can watch it. Just punch in the Jekyll and Hyde portfolio. But I just honestly, I can't recommend it. I really, really can't. And I knew I was going to be watching some stinkers along the way when I started this series. So moving on to the next film, The Seven Murders for Scotland Yard, which I did not know until I started digging into it that it's a movie that has Paul Naschy in it. And Steve's a huge Paul Naschy fan. Um, or his real name is Jacinto Molina, I think. He is Spanish. Um, I don't think this movie is directed by him. Otherwise, he would be getting a few more women because anybody that's watched a lot of Paul Naschy movies, you get to see greasy, sweaty Paul Naschy pawing his way through several women. And it's usually these werewolf movies. And Steve says, yeah, only if he directs it. I'm like, oh, okay. So Paul Naschy has to direct it before he can have all the women. Steve's like, yeah. But this was not a werewolf movie. It was not a vampire movie. It was a Spanish giallo filmed in the UK. Okay. So this one came out in 1971, directed by uh, Jose Luis Madrid. And again, I don't know if that's a fake name. Who knows? That could be one of Paul Naschy's pseudonyms or something like that. So, or Jacinto Molina's pseudonyms. But I don't think so. Otherwise, he would have been getting more action in the film. So we have a total of 12 deaths in this, but most of them are standard, not really anything to write home about. So we got a woman stabbed with a knife. It looks like she's stabbed in the stomach. There's a lot of stomach stabs in this. At first I was like, is this Friday 13th part 5? Nah, it's not. But anyway, sorry, bad joke. Woman stabbed in the stomach, woman stabbed in the back, woman's throat slit, man hit by a car, a woman killed and her heart cut out, a woman stabbed, another woman stabbed, 2 men killed by stabbing in a knife fight, a woman stabbed, a man stabbed in the stomach, and then another man stabbed in the stomach before we're all said and done. So, like I said, this is a Spanish giallo. Someone is out killing mostly women in the style of Jack the Ripper. And then you've got this teacher at this, I guess it's a college, and or an all-girls school or something like that. And there was one scene where I just thought it was just so ridiculous, but maybe I just don't understand Spanish culture. So you had the teacher in a smoking jacket with a foulard or an ascot or scarf or whatever you want to call it on. And he's just lounging in the chair talking to his friend who is a policeman. And I was like, okay, why is this scene even in here? It was just like, let's show this fairly good looking guy in a smoking jacket and a foulard around his neck. I think about it being ridiculous right now. So basically to me, it's a substandard giallo. I got bored with it really, really quickly. There were not any exceptional kills. We're not talking Dario Argento level giallo here. We're talking about basement fodder here. We're talking about those few wormy, rotten apples rolling around in the barrel of Jallos. Not good, folks. Not good. And the kills weren't even good. I mean, I just don't. I really, really did get bored with this one, folks. And it's very hard to bore me when you're dealing with a giallo or a slasher film. Hey, Blissful. So unfortunately, I can't recommend this one either. I'm not telling you don't watch it. I'm just saying it wasn't for me, and neither was the Jekyll and Hyde portfolio. But y'all are welcome to check them out at your leisure. Steve had downloaded a copy of Seven Murders for Scotland Yard. I don't know why they called it that when there were 12 murders. Well, 12 deaths in here. Um, Not all of them were murders. Maybe like 3 of them were not attributed to the killer. But there were over 7. So I don't know where the 7 murders for Scotland Yard comes from. Maybe they just thought it sounded cool and they did that. But Steve downloaded that way back in 2012, and I don't think he's ever watched it. He's got a lot of movies on hard drives that he hasn't watched. So I asked him if he had it because it was a Paul Naschy film, and I thought, well, if it's a Paul Naschy film, Steve's a huge fan of Paul Naschy, he probably has it. But yeah, kind of struck out with these two folks. But like I said, if you can find either one of them for free to watch, which, like I said, you can watch the Jekyll and Hyde portfolio through the Fossil app for free, provided you've got a TV or something that you can put the Fossil app on, a smart TV or whatever. Then you can check that one out there. I was having trouble finding 7 Murders for Scotland Yard, and that's why I turned to Steve for that one. So next week on Thursday, hopefully I will be covering Slaughter Hotel, directed by Fernando de Leo. That one's also from 1971. And The Zodiac Killer, also from 1971, directed by Tom Hansen. And I believe Steve has a copy of The Zodiac Killer. I think both he and I have Slaughter Hotel. I think that's the one that has Klaus Kinski in it. So I'll probably enjoy revisiting that. And then the week after that, one of them will be a Sergio Martino film, All the Colors of the Dark from 1971. Then we'll finally be getting into 1972 selections with Blood Freak. I think y'all are going to enjoy hearing me talk about Blood Freak. So there's a little insight into what will be coming up on They're All Messed Up. Like I said, hopefully me and Candace will be doing a Friday Foolish tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm hoping that we can talk about April Fool's Day slashers or April Fool's Day movies in general, or spring movies. And we'll have a little section where we talk about Val Kilmer as well. So stay tuned to see if we're going to be able to do that. And tell your friends, family members, whoever, your enemies even, if you think I've got content that they would enjoy, be sure to, turn them on to my channel. And keep in mind, if we get those 1,000 subscribers, me and Candace are going to do some ultra cool cosplay. Please, will you say fabulous? I thought the day was Wednesday. Well, you know what? It's a wonder I don't forget what day it is. I actually do sometimes. So, I guess that is all for me for tonight. I've been on here all told almost 40 minutes. But as always, I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I want to remind everybody, as I always do before I get off of here for the night, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. Have a fantastic rest of your Thursday night, folks. And I'll see everybody next time. You have a great night too, Blissful.